my friends, and today we're going to make candles. So I'm going to show you a little bit how I make my candles, and it's a really simple way and it's very frugal. First thing I'm going to show you is some of the molds that you can get for candles. Now of course these are store-bought molds, but you can use almost anything as a mold for your candle. My favorite choice is these little cappuccino cups. You can use any cup that you can have hot coffee or cappuccino in. And then these cups, after the candle is hardened, you just peel away the cup, which I will show you later in this video. So I'm going to show you different ways that I make my candles. And the first thing you want to do is, if you have a candle mold like this, anything metal, you're going to use some mold release. Now, I did my other molds, so I don't need to show you that. You don't have to buy this. Now, all the things that I buy for my candles, I buy at the local thrift store. Every time I see something, I get it, and this is probably 10 years worth of things that I have hoarded away. And this I got for $1. But you can use cooking spray, or you can use oil. So you don't have to have a specially candle mold releaser. Another little trick is, this is candle adhesive wax. And this I got for 10 cents. Like I said, whenever I see it, I buy it. You put it on the end of your candle wick, and then you're going to attach it to the bottom of your mold, just like this. Now, if you can't find wax adhesive, or you don't want to spend the kind of money to buy it like a Yankee Candle, which is probably pretty expensive, I will tell you a little trick. Go to your local drugstore. They have wax in the department where you have dental. They have dental wax for children's braces. It's the same thing. Get that wax. I assume it's fairly reasonable, and it's the exact same thing. That's all it is. So you can get it for dental wax. You don't have to have it, but it does help, in keeping your wicks nice in place for when you pour your wax. And then I'm going to show you how I do these. Same thing. And then I'm going to show you what we do. We don't waste anything on the Homestead. Nothing is wasted. So I'm going to show you a little bit what I do with the extra wick. Just like that. It doesn't take much at all. And I'm only just doing a few of each one just to show you the different ways that I do it. Okay, so we know already that this wick is much too big. So we are going to cut it to about there. So we have that and ready to go. Cut some of the excess off. Pull your wick straight, so it's straight. Just like that. And if you saw my pine cone video, you saw how I make a double boiler with an old coffee can. You can use cans like this. This works really great. You just put it into a saucepan with some water. That saucepan I don't use for anything other than crafts. I don't use that to cook in, because sometimes the wax will seep a little bit, and you don't want to have wax in your food. Now, I'm going to show you, with these extra wicks, we are going to make tea warmers out of bottle caps. So I'm going to cut these already, just like this. For the bottle caps, you do not need to have a wick clip. So this will make a couple of them here. And then I have these I can do too. Cut these off. So nothing gets wasted. And this is going to work out really great. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And then I'm going to show you ways to decorate your candles. Make sure my table is flat and level. Just like this. Just like that. Alright, I'm going to get my wax. I poured it into this, and I made a little spout so it's easier to pour. And all we're going to do is we're going to pour them into our cups. Just like this. And make sure your cups are hot, for hot liquids, because you don't want to have a regular cup or it will melt it. I'm going to go just like that. And of course I'm using the brown theme again. You can do this with any color, of course. This is the leftover wax from my pine cones, and it has a tablespoon of coffee grounds added to it. I add a lot of things to my wax. I've even done candles with little chocolate chips on top. Okay. I'm just doing a little bit of a sample of different ones here. What you're going to do is, as the candle cools, we are going to top them off. Because oftentimes when you make a candle, you will get an indentation in the center of that candle from the cooling effects. Now you can see that the wick is off to the side. That doesn't matter, because as the wax cools, we can move the wick over, and then we will add a little more wax to it. So we'll just wait a little bit until they get a little bit cooler. And then I'm going to show you some of the tricks that I do for decorating them. Let's go ahead and I'll show you a couple of the bottle caps too. You know what, let's just put these over here on here. Just like this. Oh, they smell so good because this is the leftover wax from my pine cones. So we're going to do the bottle caps. The bottle caps are a little trickier because they're so small. Just like that. It hardly takes any, but these work really good to put in your warmers. Spill on that one. Just do a couple like that, and let's do a couple here and do this. As the wax cools, it always gets darker. So if your wax isn't very dark, do not worry about it, because when it cools, it will turn darker as it cools, even if you're using white wax. Okay, that's good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to wait a little bit until they start to harden. Candles are something that I enjoy making. I have made candles ever since I was a little girl. I love candles. So we cut these half and half again. Now you're going to keep these in the bottle caps. This wax will stay in. And you see what I'm doing? I'm going to have to pan my camera down to show you if you can't quite see it. The wicks just pop right in like this. And these last a good hour. They don't last as good as the commercial ones, but they're so adorable and they do really work. So I really enjoy making them. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of the things that I do. We'll wait till they get a little bit cooler yet, and then we will start doing some of the toppings for our candles, which makes it a lot of fun. This is something I usually do in December, but I was just so busy I didn't really have the time in December. I make my own candles. I don't buy store-bought candles. I always make my own. The wax, yes, the wax, some of it is regular paraffin wax. I know a lot of people are big on, not using paraffin wax. It has to be all soy. I don't light that many candles at a time, so I'm not really fussy about, the health benefits, or, the health precautions of it. I just enjoy candles, and I don't really bother with the technicality of it all. But Okay, when some of these start to gel a little bit, then I will show you what I do next. Because we want them to congel a little bit, so what we do next adheres to it. And also, what you can do is another thing is candle scents are very expensive. You don't need to buy them. What you do is you go and get the blocks. Even the Family Dollar has them now. These little warmer blocks like this. A couple of these is all you need. One or two of these one of these to a big thing like this is all you need. And you can get them for $1 now. They work amazing. They scent it amazing, and it's no use you spend a lot of money on things that you don't have to. I'm all about creating things that you can buy in the store, but creating them for almost nothing. You also can make your own wicks, and I can show you a video on that someday. It's cotton, it's a cotton, and it's really easy to make. But lately, when I go to the thrift store, I can find them for 10 cents, 25 cents. I can find them really cheap, so I don't really bother with it, with making them, because if you can buy it cheaper than making it, that's what I'm about. Let me show you. Aren't they cute? The bottle cap ones are really, really cute. Okay, I'm going to work on some of the toppings that we're going to put. Since this is a coffee mocha theme, I am going to show you what you can do. You can do this with any theme. So if you want to make a blueberry candle, you can do it with blueberry scented. We're going to take one of these scent blocks, and we're just going to grate them. Just grate it like this. Doesn't take much. Now we have these little shavings, and we're going to put the little shavings on top of the candles, just like this. The candles are not hard, they're still soft. Just like that. You want to do this while the wax is still soft, but yet it can take it. You don't want it that it's liquid, you want it congealed. This is so much fun because it smells so good. These are chocolate scented, and the candles are coffee. The wax is coffee wax, just like that. Of course, you don't have to do this with any of them, but this is what makes it so much fun. And the house smells just like Yankee Candle. You can actually even smell it outside sometimes when I'm making my candles. It's just another homey project that I take great pride in making my own. So what it's going to do is some of them are going to melt a little bit, which is good. You want it to melt a little bit into the wax. Just like that. What you can do is you can pop these into the freezer if you want them to get hard really quick, or you can just wait for about 24 hours and then they will be hardened on their own. I would wait. And also, you've seen for two of these, it didn't want to stay, so I just put a little clothespin there. I will pan my camera at the end and show you close up what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. So cute. Alright. Might do a little bit more here. And like I said, in an hour they might dip down a little bit. That's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. It's all for appearance. If you don't like that look, all you do is keep a little wax on hand and you can top it off. Now, another thing I like to do is I get free samples in the mail. This is those K-cups or C-cups, whatever they are. I get these free, and of course it has coffee grounds in them. And I will sprinkle some coffee grounds on the top as well. This is what I also use in my wax. I put a little of this in my wax. I need to get some more samples. I think so. Let's remove that so we can get to all of it. Just like that. This would be great for craft fairs. Just like that. Looks good. Okay. And that, my friends, is how I make candles. As soon as these get cold, I will take a picture of them and show you what they look like out of the molds. Just another idea of something fun, something frugal, and something very satisfying. Thanks again for watching. Bye.